Okay, cut that out. 2 minute 42. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of So What, the MGPS podcast. Today's episode 4, and we are going to be talking about Spider-Man in film. Today, I'm joined by Hamzah once again and Sabi. So, guys, let's start about. Okay, what is your first memories of Spider-Man in film?
Hamzah?
Of course. So, the first Spider-Man movie I watched was the third one, because I never actually had the chance to watch the first and the second ones first. So I didn't know I'd skipped on to the third. I was just watching it. It was on Sky. So I saw Spider-Man. I thought, oh, let's watch this. Great film. It became my favorite straight away, even though it was the only Spider-Man I watched.
It was like the only Spider-Man at the time.
Yeah, it was the only Spider-Man franchise, but it was It was the only one. The only Marvel film from Mexico which got
the cartoon series of Spider-Man. Then
Ooh.
yeah, I've been watching Spider-Man since I was 7.
Spider-Man's iconic. What I remember is Spider-Man 3. I remember the first one, but my dad had on DVD these Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, but they were separate. So we had all 3 DVDs separately. So yeah. I remember the Black Spider-Man, and that was so cool. And obviously, you've got to remember that suit had like the web, and it was like a chrome almost.
Oh yeah, the web design was actually really cool. I liked it on the suit.
It was only because of obviously technology back then, but I remember it because it always used to come on TV.
Yeah.
Like, it was always on TV, and that was before the reboots and anything. What about you, Sabi? What was your first memory of Spider-Man in film?
My first memory of it was when I used to go to my cousin's house, and one time he had Spider-Man 3 on DVD, so we decided to watch it. And when I first watched it, it was better than I remembered, because nowadays I've heard this Spider-Man 3 is basically the worst out of the 3 trilogy.
I wouldn't say that. I would say Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Say...
Oh no, out of the Sam Raimi trilogy, it's
yeah,
the worst.
it would be considered the worst, but I don't think it's the film's fault that it's considered the worst. I think it's because of the aftermath why it was considered.
I would say, in my opinion, it's the first one. But I'm sorry, Peter Parker. He's supposed to be in high school. He looks like a middle-aged man.
That was the early 2000s. Can't blame them.
I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. They need to look like actual teenagers. Okay, they can't. You can't have a 30-year-old trying to be a high schooler.
To be honest, Tobey Maguire in the first film, he didn't look that old. It was Andrew Garfield really old in Amazing Spider-Man.
I know, Andrew Garfield, he's basically college age. That's what he looks like.
Yeah, he looks like he's in his last year of college.
Yeah.
He looks about 18, 19. In the second film, he still looked the same, but it looked like he was at least 20, 22, maybe.
Yeah, and also the Spider-Man was... It sounds bizarre to say this, but Andrew Garfield's tall. So
yeah.
When he was next to Aunt May, it was just very, very odd.
But it kind of makes sense because now I'm not trying to make fun of Tobey Maguire here, but in the suit, although he was quite slim, the Spider-Man's known to be quite agile and light. But Tobey Maguire, he looked more muscly than he did slim.
That is true.
Whereas Andrew Garfield, he did have muscle, but he was a lot more slimmer. But I guess that comes with because he's tall, so tall people are generally slim.
You've got to consider that Spider-Man 3 was more successful than Amazing Spider-Man 2 in a sense. Spider-Man 3 was supposed to have a sequel, and it carried on until 2011, until Sam Raimi left the project entirely. And that abruptly ended the Spider-Man 4. And bizarrely, they started filming it for 4 days and they cancelled it.
Yeah, which is a bit annoying.
It's a bit annoying, and it's the biggest Marvel what ifs. And then we move on to 2012, which was Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The font. Let me start off with saying the font looks very, very similar to Sam Raimi's. and it was almost like they were the same film.
I mean,
Can't blame them.
they do
Yeah,
start out with the whole, oh, this is his origin. Like, it's completely different.
Yeah, it's a lot more dark and a lot more different.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Let's just say this: Uncle Ben isn't the only death.
Oh, right, yeah.
Gwen Stacy's dad died,
Yeah.
and Gwen
What was that
Stacy.
again?
That's a lot. That's a lot to take.
Yeah. When Stacy's dad
This
picked out
version
the
of
Spider-Man.
He had a lot of psychological trauma.
Yeah.
I like,
It was a lot dark. Like, compared to Uncle Ben's death in Spider-Man 2002, and then Amazing Spider-Man, it was a lot darker. And it does suit in with, like, how Sony's Marvel films, like, linked back then. But it was really interesting. Them films had so much potential, and they got the first one right. Apart from the suit where the thing was black, the lens were black, and they changed it afterwards. You may remember.
Yeah, they changed it to light orange.
yeah, they changed it to light orange.
Yeah,
I kind of found that alright because it was kind of unique, the design of the suit.
Yeah, I was alright with it.
It's a bit different to the other versions. It's kind of like a bootleg.
Yeah, because with each, like, I guess, reboot of Spider-Man, there's the completely different outfit.
Yeah. Like, let's look at the cartoon version of the Spider-Verse. Look at the different Spider-Mans. Their suits are generally the same. They've got similar design, you know, but they're all they're different in other ways. For example, compare Spider-Man Noir, the original Spider-Man.
Oh, he's amazing.
He's basically Inspector Gadget, but as a Spider-Man, and everything's black and white.
He sees things
I feel like
black and white as well.
I feel like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man was the most complete Spider-Man in a sense. The way the films were done.
Okay.
I like.
Let's just consider this. Did you see the Falcon punch he did? It wasn't. They could have done more. Like, why did he just hold his fist out like that? Like it was the first time he's punched. Like, it's not like a shock. Like, oh my god, I just did a punch. It should be like he should have just like put it back, punched, and then put his arm away instead of just holding it there. Because it's really awkward if you're just standing there with your fist out.
I mean,
Yeah, it was.
yeah, I guess so.
It was his introduction into Civil War was quite as well.
Don't just stand there with your fist out like that. It looks cringe.
I wanna ask you all of you one thing. What did you think? What is your overreaction to Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Great film.
Good film, but a lot of wasted potential.
I feel like Harry Osborn ruined it.
Oh,
Okay, they could have done so much more with Electro. Now, first of all,
Yeah.
look at the revamp they gave him. Compared to the comics, he looks a lot better. Second, they hardly did anything with him. The most he did was attack the city. I'm just gonna call it city center.
Yeah.
Okay. He attacked the city center, destroyed a few things, tried to kill people. When he was and he discovered his powers, and then he found out he hates Spider-Man, and that's when he decided to become a villain. Now,
Electro.
what happens with him next? He gets imprisoned, he gets tortured. Harry Osborn takes him, and now he's a sidekick.
Are we talking about Electro here, right?
yeah.
Yeah, Electro. I'm pretty sure. Last I checked, Electro is one of the Sinister Seven.
Sinister Six,
Six.
actually.
Oh yes, my bad. Sinister.
We're supposed to do a Spider-Man podcast and we get that one wrong.
That wasn't a Spider-Man game.
No,
No, it's part of another prediction. Yeah, I predict there's a 7. Remember?
there might be a Sinister Six in the.
Not only Norman Osborn, but Harry Osborn as well.
Harry Osborn, they got right in the
He
Sam
would
Raimi.
be the 7th
In the
Sinister.
films, they bottled it.
Yeah, so as I was saying, Electro is part of the Sinister Six. So surely they should have, if he's going to be one of the main villains, surely he shouldn't be a side character. Like, they should have done what was happening in Spider-Man 3 with Venom and Sandman. They did that right. They didn't make it look like Sandman was Venom's bitch in broad terms.
Because Venom was his own thing.
Exactly, Venom. He all his goal was just to destroy Spider-Man. He said, let's just work together to kill Spider-Man. You do your thing, I'll do mine. Okay, and then that's how they did. That's how they worked.
Sandman became like a good guy in the end of that.
Yeah, I like that. I didn't mind that.
That he kind of.
Yeah, because it showed he had a heart. So.
Because that whole situation with Uncle Ben was a mistake anyway. Because he was just doing it for his daughter. Like he might be a criminal in the past, but at least his intentions were good.
His intentions were good. It was just the wrong way to go about it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't know how to control it.
He couldn't, like, the whole Uncle Ben situation, we can't 100% blame him.
Yeah.
Like,
you gotta remember, Uncle Ben in that film looked like he was 8.
I guess he was kind of in a rush. He heard sirens. Now, when you've just robbed, when you've just stolen, like, what was it, $1,000?
Yeah, probably something like that.
And yeah, if you've stolen that much from like worth prize money, and you hear sirens, you're gonna want to be in a rush because the cops are gonna be looking for you. So yeah, I kind of get why he's shot, but he should have listened to what Uncle Ben was trying to say to him, because he was trying to help him out.
It was like, you gotta remember, Uncle Ben in that film like he was 80.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Uncle Ben, I don't think he should have charged towards him and with an angry look, because that kind of gave a bit of a bad impression as well.
Yeah, without a doubt. And also, Uncle Ben in Amazing Spider-Man had he was a lot darker as a character.
He had a different killer.
He had a different killer, but it was a lot darker in a sense.
Yeah.
And also, Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire's film, we had Dr. Octopus, who is also going to be back in the MCU film.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I know. That confirmed it to us that it was going to be a Spider-Verse film, because it was Jamie Foxx who gave it away. What was your reaction to when he posted that and quickly deleted the post?
Wait, Jamie Foxx?
He posted a picture of the Spider-Verse. Do you know, with 3 Spider-Man?
Yeah.
And it was clearly Tobey Maguire. It was a cartoon. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland.
Oh, yeah.
And he gave it away to all of us. And then he quickly deleted it. And then because he said he's going to be back. And then he said no more blue.
Oh, wow.
Which is a good. So maybe it's going to be a Sinister Six, or is that too much for the MCU to put in? Is it? It's going to be like, will it be overcrowded? What do you think?
If they do the Sinister Six, they need to do it right. Now, they can't do a whole DC thing and pull a Justice League. Okay, they need to do it right.
That was a mess. Like,
they need to get it right. Okay, and they can't mess it up. They need to make sure that this film is successful. Now, Marvel does have a good history, in excluding the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
They've got a good history, you know. If you look at the back, they've got Spider-Man, they've done that well. X-Men, Wolverine, they've done that well. Avengers, all of it, they've done well. So I think Fantastic Four, they kind of messed that up a bit.
Okay,
it was decent.
The film was bad in a sense, very bad.
And we're not gonna talk about the tragic Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider was alright. I like it. It's a guilty pleasure of mine.
The first film was good, but the second one, it looked like he was decaying. He was dying of old age, but he'd hardly had the power.
That is true.
I mean, Nicolas Cage did well in the first film, but in the second film, it's just like, what's going on? You're just a pile of ash at the moment. Everything was just black smoke coming out of him. There wasn't even flames anymore.
Yeah,
he had this weird black smoke that was rarely fire going around him.
And it was like the Ghost Rider was just taking over him at this point. It was like, it can't be asked with him anymore. It can't be asked to listen. It's just going to do its own thing, because this one's dying. It wants a new user, and it's trying to get out, and he won't let it.
you hear what Sony said? They want, after like all of this, they wanted to make. They put up on one of their Instagram accounts that they want to make a Spider-Man 4, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4, the Amazing Spider-Man 3, and it's a bit odd that all of a sudden they want to bring those films back from the dead and make and almost finish it off. But do you think that will be a bit of a problem?
Yeah, I mean,
A bit.
not sure.
It's kind of making sense to bring Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back because they never got a proper goodbye with their films like Iron Man did, or
True.
like Tobey Maguire, he never got a proper.
He's still doing
He
films,
deserved
though,
to get a
so you can't really say goodbye to it.
Yeah.
Like Tom Holland is at the moment we can all agree Tom Holland is the perfect Spider-Man.
Perfect, like
Debatable.
he can fit the role of like his age, young
He fits
self.
the teenager.
But Tobey Maguire is a great actor for Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire, he's good for like a middle-aged Spider-Man, you know, when he's kind of like living on his own, doing his own thing, you know.
Yeah, true.
I wonder how old he was
After
when
being Spider-Man for, I'd say this is after he's been Spider-Man for about 8 years. That's what Tobey Maguire is good for. Andrew Garfield, he's good for Spider-Man that's just finishing college. And Tom Holland, he's a Spider-Man that's still in high school. Like, that actually looks like he's in high school.
Yeah.
to figure out how
really looks
how old
16.
So when he was in the film, he wasn't in his 30s to my knowledge. He would have been
I think he looks like he was 23.
27, I think.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. So he was old, but not old enough. Like, he wasn't that old. And to be honest, in the first film, he got playing like this guy in school really right, like the nerd.
Yeah.
So it was kind of the right thing to do. You know what's weird? Do you know the Tobey Maguire films? It was the highest grossing movies of the
Yeah,
years
because
it
that
came
was
out.
like literally fresh air for everyone in terms of a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty good. It's pretty amazing because we all remember Spider-Man from 2007.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Twin Towers?
They could have kept it going. Like, come on. They had 2002, 2004. Why couldn't they just do 2008 or 2006? No, they just thought, oh, we've got this pattern going on. We're going up in even numbers. What should we do? Oh, yeah, let's just go to 2007. Let's just not do anything. Like, come on.
To be honest, I'm looking when it was released.
2007.
Yeah, 2007. It's not really much of a gap in a sense because the MCU films, there's nearly a 3-year gap between each film.
Yeah, but they were doing well. They were maintaining that 2-year gap. So why have they just jumped? They just decided, no, let's just do 3-year gap. The first year was a gap year.
Yeah. They were supposed to make Spider-Man 5 and Spider-Man 6.
Yeah.
Well, for that, but it didn't happen. Yeah, when you look in the film, the release, then we move on to Amazing Spider-Man. The cast they got right in a sense.
Yeah, I guess.
But I think the plot line they got wrong. Like in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
They were all right. I mean, it was a bit upsetting that they killed off Gwen Stacy, but if they did make a third, I'm wondering, will there be a Mary
That's
Jane?
what I'm thinking.
Like, would they introduce her? Like, what would she be? You know what she look like? Because in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man version, his Gwen Stacy was more. She was just like.
She was the daughter.
She was like a rebound. She was just rebound sex, really. She wasn't really important
there.
Whereas in Amazing Spider-Man, Gwen Stacy was a lot more to him. Like she meant more to him than Tobey Maguire's version did.
The thing is, Tobey Maguire's one had Mary Jane, so it was a bit different. And
I think they were trying to go a different way around it.
Yeah, because it's like every Spider-Man series they've released, there's always been a different love story.
And each Aunt May, the Aunt May keeps getting younger and younger.
Yeah.
They keep taking 9 years off her.
You know what MCU's approach was? They're like, she can't be a really old woman because she's meant to be.
So they start off Tobey Maguire.
Peter's.
His Aunt May is practically 80. Then you've got Andrew Garfield. She's about 50. And then you've got Tom Holland. She's fucking 25.
Yep.
Do you know why that was done in the MCU? Because what they said.
I'd be surprised if she's a lolly in the next Spider-Man.
Do you know what I'm gonna say? Do you know why MCU did that?
Why?
Basically, the reason was like, she's meant to be Peter's aunt, like, and his his mum's sister. So she can't be like 50 years older. That was the approach.
That is a fair point.
Let's just make her 25.
Yeah, she has to be like an appropriate age that makes sense, not be like in her 80s.
He needs to be. She's got to be at least.
Yeah, middle age is where it's at.
That's what I'd say she's got to be about 28 to 33.
Yeah.
That's a bit overkill. We can't be that.
Well, okay, let's talk about Spider-Man villains. So the first one was obviously Green Goblin, and
the
what do you
actor
think
that
of that?
plays Green Goblin in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man is the perfect role. My God, he's great.
I know. He's amazing.
But I swear he had PTSD because he kept seeing flashes of himself.
That was because of his insanity slipping. He tries to trick Spider-Man when he was fighting him, saying, "Oh, it's just me. The real Green Goblin is somewhere out." Like he's trying to distract him to kill him.
His death was horrible. Imagine that. That's a painful way
through
to go.
the hips as well.
Exactly. Like, be a bit nicer. Just make it a quick one.
Okay. Shall I hear what this make you laugh? This is what Andrew Garfield said about who he identifies as, British or American. This is his answer. I identify more as Jewish.
Yeah, he does him, I guess.
It makes sense.
Well, it's not really 2020 anymore. We're saying 2021 in comics. You can't be shocked anymore, okay?
Andrew Garfield actually played him in stage, so in a theatre. He played Spider-Man in 2004.
Yeah.
But he wasn't like Spider-Man, like Peter Parker. It was another role.
Now we have to discuss this. Tobey Maguire's legendary.
Oh God.
Oh God.
He just like moonwalks his way into that store.
I swear it wasn't as bad as I thought it was until I rewatched it.
When I first watched it, I was like, yeah, this is fine. I don't mind this. I'm just like, I was a kid. I was like, yeah, what the hell? He's dancing. And then I'm rewatching it. Yeah, this is like when I was in year 7, and I just see the dance, and I'm like, why did I watch this? What did I see that was so entertaining?
God.
I was just thinking, there's bound to be a whole meme page based on this.
Yeah, let's talk about Spider-Man villains. So we obviously had Green Goblin. Then it was Dr. Octopus. But that was really good, portrayal of character.
Sam Raimi's got the perfect. Well, the cast is a bit funky in terms of age, but acting-wise, it's perfect.
Yeah, and not many superhero films get that. Like Iron Man got it right.
Iron Man 1, Rhodes was changed to a different actor.
Oh my.
Yeah. I mentioned that.
He looks. I like that version of Rhodes. I'm gonna miss.
No,
he was so cool. He had a nice little mustache going on. He was that kind of guy who. Did you see him when he was picking vehicles? When he was trying to pick a car, he was like, which one should I take? Okay, I'm gonna take the Audi. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, this guy's laid back. You
know why they changed the actor? It was because of contract. Like he didn't want to. It was because of contracts. He didn't want to do it.
It's fine.
So
this other version of Rhodey, when I saw him, I was like, yeah.
I kind of got confused.
No,
he's gonna do something.
Iron Man 2, it was alright. So, however, the villain could have been developed a bit more because it was just a bit
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's it.
Like,
I mean,
yeah. But we did
let's
also have
consider
Justin
his
Hammer.
name is
So
Whiplash.
There's not much you could.
Yeah.
I mean, his suit was actually kind of alright.
I guess, but it's very similar to the
But
other robots that was disposed of quickly.
yeah, but like you can't really like blame him because that's all he had to work with.
That is true.
He was kind of held prisoner.
That-
in some sense.
yeah. Do you know what's so?
What?
Do you know what's so weird
Yeah.
about this? Iron Man has been around for all 3 Spider-Man films,
That's true.
That is true.
and then that is the most bizarre
But
fact ever.
He's only shown
Spider-Man.
himself in
Iron Man
Homecoming.
has been around for 3 different Spider-Man series. The end of
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire's, Andrew Garfield's, and then he was involved in Tom Holland's.
Very
so...
odd.
And like, it made a lot
Yeah.
of sense in the end. And they went back to Iron Man 2 and they said this dude was Spider-Man in the end.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it made a bit of sense. Like, the fact is, we need to appreciate Disney have bought all the competition. Meaning we're going to get nearly a complete MCU. But like, even though we're not going to get that opportunity with X-Men Fantastic Four because it was too late, we're still going to get. We still got something a few years ago we would never ever had thought of.
Yeah.
Like Deadpool's going to be in the MCU, but it's not going to be child friendly.
Right.
Yeah. Then we go into Amazing Spider-Man 3, and it's Venom and Sandman. Sandman portrayal was right. Venom was a bit.
He tried.
No, but that version of
he-
Venom, why was he so small?
He's not like,
You know?
bulky from the symbiote or anything. It's just...
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, okay, the cartoon versions of Eddie Brock, he's big and
Yeah.
bulky, but he doesn't have to be big and bulky in this version. But the whole point is the bulkiness comes from
Yeah.
Venom because it kind of expands itself. This version, Venom didn't really have much of a consciousness. It just
Yeah,
squealed.
that's literally all it did.
It's like a facehugger kind of.
Yeah, but when we think about like we were kids back then, so having Venom and Sandman in the same film
Like,
was fucking awesome.
Seeing that much was like, oh my god! And then we had the revamp of Green Goblin.
The Black
Oh,
Spider-Man.
yeah.
Black
Harry.
The Black Spider, Harry Osborn, but we
That
also
is
had the
true,
Black
yeah.
Spider-Man suit, which
But the thing
and
that
that
was
suit
weird
was
to me.
fucking
It's a
awesome.
separate suit. It's not part of Peter Parker. He could take it off if he wanted.
Yeah.
But remember when he was trying to get
Yeah,
rid
but
of
that
it
was
when he was like
for
ripping it
permanent
down?
ones. Of course,
in
the
the-
symbiote wouldn't want that, so it kept itself on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like it also was. It's the only time we've had a black Spider-Man suit in the films at the moment. Like we don't.
Yeah.
It might come back. It might not. But like it's so weird. Like what they've done with that. But like when you go on to Amazing Spider-Man 2 at the end when they show Sinister
Yeah.
Six, and you're like, then a few years later, oh. It's going to be in as Captain American Civil War. We all thought it was going to be Andrew Garfield in that film. We didn't realize. Then we were going to reboot it. That was the biggest sadness, like losing that film series, losing that potential which we got shown at the end.
I know.
So it's really, really odd.
It's kind of.
Then obviously we did have Spider-Man. Then we had Venom, the spin-off film. That we got that like maybe 10 years after Spider-Man 3, but it was different.
It was very
And obviously
comedy.
we had. I've not watched Venom. Watched Venom, so I want you to
Basically,
explain it.
Eddie Brock never met Peter Parker in the entire film. He's like his own news reporter, I think.
It's his own spin-off kind of. It's supposed to be an anti-hero kind of.
It's Sony's Marvel. It's Sony's
So
Marvel
it's separate
Cinematic
from
Universe.
anything. Like,
Yeah.
he meets the alien when he's trying to expose a company for doing like inhumane tests and all that.
Yeah.
due to like some info he got from this lady that escaped,
Yeah.
or was, not complying with it. It
Yeah.
was like eventually.
I mean, the way he betrayed her was a bit peak. He shouldn't have done that. Like, it was a bit upsetting to do that.
I mean, yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
it was his inner journalist side just taking over. He was like, I gotta find out what the hell this guy's doing.
Yeah.
There's no way
Yeah,
somebody can be that good. Like, you get
Guys,
get
you remember
people who are
Marvel?
good, you get good, and then you get those who look good, and then they've got a dark side, which is basically every villain ever. Lex Luthor is an example.
What were you about to say?
Do you remember Marvel superheroes, the Beast cartoon?
The cartoons.
Yeah, they were almost miniature.
I had some older games on like PlayStation 2.
I had it on DS. I had it on DS. Marvel superheroes.
Oh.
Or something. It was. I remember it a lot. Like that was in the 2000s. That's like that had every single character. But
Yeah.
it never got that. Okay, let's talk about the Sony Marvel universe at the moment. So we're gonna get another Venom film this year.
Well, not 100%, but they are
Yes.
going to release it sometime soon.
With Carnage.
We were.
Yeah.
What about Silver and Black?
What do you mean?
No, I got that film. I don't know what it's.
All right. I'm thinking
Silver
they need to show an anti-Venom as well.
Oh yeah.
I know he's not one of the biggest villains, but they still need to show him. He's still got importance.
You know, my only problem is with the Sony Marvel universe at the moment. If they want to integrate it, if they want to integrate it into the MCU, it's almost going to be a tiny problem. So, but they have that opportunity if they want to. So.
Yeah.
The fact that Spider-Man has continuously had films, it's something you would never think of. Tom Holland's going to be in 6 MCU films by the time
I mean,
by the
who
end,
doesn't
by the end of the year.
Spider-Man? He's so fun.
I know, it's Civil War. What was your reaction when you saw Tom
I
Holland
was thinking,
first
oh
appear?
shit, another Spider-Man. That's what I thought.
But then I was thinking, were you Team Cap or Team Iron Man? Were you Team Captain America or Team Iron Man?
Team Cap, because obviously he was on the right side. Because I can't really go against my childhood hero, Iron Man.
I know. That film, when he was introduced, and he played a decent role. We got introduced to Black Panther in that film as well. And then, and Ant-Man got introduced into the Avengers. So it was bringing a lot of these characters together. Obviously, compared to the comics, there was X-Men, Fantastic Four missing, but that was because of rights. But there was, even though they were missing, we still had a big role. They still had a massive role. And then it led we didn't see Captain America until Infinity War, so that impact as well. What did you think of Spider-Man Far From Home?
I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't watched it?
I'm not going to lie. I haven't watched it.
Oh,
I mean Spider-Man Homecoming, I should say.
I like how they did Vulture, but he didn't really have alien tech.
He did have alien tech. It was just reverse engineered, so he could use it. Well, in a better way for his business.
I guess it's all right. I mean, they were kind of continuing it off the whole alien attack, that thing that went on with Loki. I don't even know what the hell it's called.
I'm pretty sure we could choose Homecoming. Could choose they'd ask the fans to pick a film title. Yeah, I remember it was 4 of them. One of them was Homecoming.
Yeah.
That got picked. Obviously, and it doesn't have a number in the film as well, so it's not Spider-Man 1 or. And also, we've got to think, this is the first time Spider-Man's
they
not
kind
had a
of,
backstory.
skipped that, which I enjoyed actually. I didn't want to get a repeat of the same thing for the 3rd time.
And it made no sense to have it when he's already been in the film. Like, he already had his introduction in Captain America's Civil War. So, and then Far From Home was the last film of the Infinity Saga. And it was really, really good when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, I know Hamzah, you've not seen it, but Sabi, what would you say about Far From Home?
Actually, and it kind of answers some of the...
Yeah.
Iron Man snapped it.
It was like, it answered a lot of... Yeah. Then obviously he's now an Avenger in this film compared to Homecoming. Like, if you remember, at the end of Civil War, he declined
the
it.
Ship, when they went to fight Thanos, he just
Well, that's the thing. Spider-Man's not really designed to be like for Avengers. He's like
a friendly
he's
neighborhood
supposed to be
Spider-Man.
thing.
solo.
That's all he is.
Exactly. He's just your local hero. But like he does like work with them.
Yeah.
Like they're accomplices, but they don't actually. They're not teamed.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the film rights. What do Marvel actually own at the moment? Like, what can Marvel use from Spider-Man? You'll be shocked what they can actually use. Like, there's not much.
I mean,
actually, villain-wise.
They were kind of going broke, so they had to sell off characters.
True.
But they still
They were.
They still
Disney ended up
from all the other films that that are made by the other companies that own their films. But like, I mean, the fact that Disney owns them now, they're bound to get all their characters back.
Obviously, Sony still have it. So.
They've got their whole app going. They've got billions of films going on. If they wanted to, they could make a film right now. All it takes is a bunch of animation. I mean, they're no different from anime.
True.
Let's just think about it, because they don't
Yeah,
need
I'm
social
looking at
distancing.
the film.
The only time they do need social distancing is voice acting.
I'm looking at the films at the moment, and I'll tell you the characters they do not own the rights to for the Marvel's Disney have for from Spider-Man. Rhino they don't have. Sandman, Black Cat, Venom, Lizard, Silver Sable, Electro, Dr. Octopus, Green Goblin, Kraven, Mary Jane, Carnage, Hobgoblin, Gwen Stacy. They do not have the rights to that. But the rights they do have is Mysterio, Vulture, J. Jonas Jameson, Spider-Man, the other Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Shocker, and Aunt May. That's the only rights they have.
I remember the Shocker.
I thought they had Mary Jane, but
Oh yeah.
He was.
yeah, I remember. I know.
Basically, it's
Yeah.
the Gravity Spikes, but for Marvel.
But it does mean Mary Jane, Dr. Octopus, Electro. Then films are transferring
Yeah.
like to the MCU.
I mean, I'm gonna miss. Like, it's a shame
It
that we
does-
can't have them, but it's fine because
But like,
I don't mind. Like
remember we
Sony's-
almost lost
Sony's
Spider-Man at the end of
Spider-Man
the-
are actually quite alright. They're not that bad.
Yeah. Like, when you look at this, I looked at this graph of film rights, and a few years ago it would have been massive bubbles, like saying what they don't own. Like,
Yeah.
you know the character Rick Jones from Hulk? That's the only one Marvel have no right. Marvel have no right to it whatsoever. Like, the reason why there's no Hulk film at the moment is because Universal will refuse. Like, it's going to be a bit interesting,
Yeah, true.
what goes on in the end.
One
What have you seen?
I need to.
Have you seen WandaVision, Sabi?
I'm gonna start watching that. I've
You got
access
Disney
to it,
Plus.
but I haven't got the login. I need to get the details.
I just use illegal ways to watch it.
We do not promote that,
know
but
this
if you're
is going
desperate,
to Spotify, but I know many piracy websites. Now, when you get into my field of watching anime, you get to the point where it's not available on Crunchyroll or Funimation, or there's just too many goddamn ads that you just want it to be ad free. So then you go towards piracy. That's when you decide.
let's talk
I'm
about.
gonna look for the One Piece, become the king of the pirates, and own all piracy websites.
Guys, let's talk about the main point of this episode. Spider-Man, the untitled third MCU Spider-Man film. What do you think is going to
Spider-Man
happen?
Homeless. We've got Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far
Okay.
From Home.
What do you think the plot line will be like at the
Probably
film?
is.
What do you
I
think of the
it's just gonna
plot
be
line? What do you
mainly
think is going to
on the
happen,
run, 'cause
Sabi?
he can't go anywhere now that Mysterio framed him.
Yeah.
And plus,
They-
since
they
there's,
revealed
what's his name? The guy on the news. Oh, how can I forget his name? J.K. Simmons plays him.
J.J.
J.J.
Jonasson.
J. Jonasson.
Jay,
Yeah,
iconic
he's perfect
from
for
the
the role, so I'm glad they got him
Tobey
back.
Maguire film.
And yeah,
J.J.
He just bowled this
but
time.
I think there's going to be a thing that has him as part of the plot, where he just keeps talking about how he's like an evil vigilante.
Yeah, they introduced
And trying to get everyone onto, his side and make Spider-Man the villain. Spider-Verse.
Okay, what do you think is going to
I
happen
don't
with
know,
the
it's-
Spider-Verse
I
bit?
don't think it's going to be. Actually, no.
It's not going to be much because Tobey Maguire joined the film very late. Like, he did agree, but like, it took a while. Andrew Garfield, we know,
Yeah.
will probably have more scenes with Tom Holland.
Oh, Daredevil.
Daredevil's going to be in the film. From the MCU TV shows. Doctor Strange
Yeah.
is going to be Spider-Man's mentor. Obviously.
Happy Hogan.
Happy Hogan might be in the film, we're not too sure.
Basically, the new.
We need.
Basically,
to be
the
honest,
new owner
still
of
gonna be-
Spotify, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, you know what,
True.
you do it, I can't be asked to do BS. I'll be CEO, you can just be manager. He'll be like,
he will still be
okay, yeah,
confused.
what do I do? I don't know why, but I have a feeling he'll be one of those that's just power hungry.
Really?
Dude, I think he's not. He's not.
I don't
like,
think he
he's
will.
not the
Do you
best
remember that
actor.
engagement
He'll be
at the end of Civil
quite
War?
excited to have all that power. So now he'll be like, what's that? That doctor, Mr. Blue from the Incredible Hulk 2008, the Ed Norton film. Do you remember that doctor?
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, that one. He'd be like one of them. So he's humble. He does.
I
his
can't
stuff,
remember
like,
much.
he does what he can to get like some power on his side. Get him some like extra money.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, like how they bring the characters in the Spider-Verse film. Like, there has to be more villains than what we already know. Like, I have a feeling that there's something Sony haven't, like,
Yeah.
or the media doesn't know yet. There's definitely something we seriously don't know, because there's no way you can have a film with a big cast like
Yeah.
that not have as many villains, or you need to have like we're getting Gwen Stacy back. I'm not Gwen Stacy, but Mary Jane.
Wow,
because
spoilers.
Gwen Stacy's obviously dead.
Dylan, you're spoiling some people that haven't watched the film yet.
Well, we already know that.
True.
We pretty much spoiled everything
Our
anyway.
apologies. You should put in the description spoiler alert.
Bit too late now.
Nah, but we already know all of it. So it's like things which have come out like
Yeah.
years ago. So yeah,
Yeah.
you guys just talk. I need
I'm gonna
to.
have to go at 6. So we're like,
Who do you think the villain's gonna be though? for the new Spider-Man?
I don't know. It's difficult. I'm hoping though they introduce this 2099 Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I'll be so.
I've not seen the set photos. It looks like he's got his suit from Far From Home back.
I mean, he's got the Iron Spider, but
I think every Spider-Man film at the moment is just trying to find images of Tobey Maguire.
okay,
Yeah, that's all we want to see at the moment.
They don't have a choice because Tobey Maguire, at the end of the day, he's still one of the favorites.
Yeah.
He's at the moment been one of probably the most successful Spider-Man, even though though it might not be seen like that, but he's had more of an impact. Andrew Garfield's film it went the wrong way.
No,
so.
but they went like we've said, they were going for a darker angle.
Yeah.
They were trying to show that Spider-Man he looks all friendly, but he's got it a lot. He's got it tough. It's kind of showing.
I've just seen one of the images in they're filming in snow.
Possible winter scene. Russia?
Yeah.
Will it be in Russia?
I've just seen the image of Tom Holland.
Huh.
They're in the US, but then they're gonna have to
They'll
move
be
to
going
Europe
Canada.
and Iceland. Do you know when you see all the fan images, where they photoshopped and put Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield?
Okay.
It makes you cringe because it makes you really hype, but then it makes you also laugh
Yeah.
because of how desperate
It's like
people are to
Sony,
get
how
the
they have to
views.
put out a movie, otherwise they'll lose their ownership of Spider-Man. What?
Do you know what they're doing at the moment? They want to put the Japanese Spider-Man dude in from the the Super Sentai, the Megazord dude. No, and then they want to bring back Nicholas Hammond, who played the film, played Spider-Man in the 70s in TV and film. So yeah, what do you think? Honestly, I think Tobey Maguire probably would look very old.
Yeah.
He's gonna look old in this film, so. Maybe he could have a beard or anything. There's photos of, do you know him walking with a face mask around? And people are he's on set when he's not.
He's doing other films
They've all
as
got
well.
face masks on set. They're not filming. They're most voice roles.
Yeah,
So.
he's also doing other films as well, like that other one where he's a student,
When was the
an
last-
army soldier, a junkie, a thief. I forgot what it's called.
What do you think would have happened had Tobey Maguire turned the role down?
I don't
There
know.
would have been a lot of people get frustrated because he was that one person that everyone was worried about who would turn down the role.
Yeah.
So, he was the one that we couldn't have confirmation from. We knew Andrew Garfield was on set. We haven't seen him, but we know he's there because he hasn't got much going on as it is. We also I think it's going to be interesting. We know he's not going to have. It's maybe going to be 20 minutes of Tobey Maguire, but they're going to have something big's going to happen. They're going to be introduced by film, newest, oldest. So it's not all. It's going to be. It's not going to be. It's almost like an Avengers film, but of Spider-Man.
But much better.
It's
much better.
our childhood all in one. Yeah. They cannot change the suit. I've seen things like this happen in Power Rangers, where a lot of the actors refuse to turn up. They don't want to come back. It happened in the new season where they were meant to have a big team up. Dino Thunder, Mighty Morphin, and Dino Charge, and the whole of Dino Thunder was missing. And I'm not joking, it was meant to be a cast of maybe 15, 14, and guess how many turned up? 5.
Yeah.
It was like half of them were already morphed. So I'm begging none of this happens in the Spider-Man film. Look, Tobey Maguire just spotted at a costume fitting. Could this actually? To be honest, that's what's funny. This is from last year. Wearing a face mask. To be honest, he was at the walk room store.
Yeah. Possibly, yeah.
So that maybe he was. Yeah, it's like it's gonna be interesting. Like will they do a Spider-Man 4, like an MCU film, or it all depends. Like, there's a lot of risks. There's more risks than benefits with this film.
As long
at
as
this
they
moment.
don't make him a permanent member of the Avengers, it shouldn't be any problem. They can have him featuring as like to help out the Avengers, but they can't make him a member. It's just not right.
Yeah.
Because I remember. I think it was the Ultimate Spider-Man, that cartoon. He did become a member of the Avengers at one point, and then he just left. He decided after that, no, I don't want it, because it just doesn't work out. It's not in his style.
Should I say one of the places on the set of the Spider-Man film?
Yeah.
Peter Pan donut and pastry shop.
God.
A bit ironic. It's filmed in a Christmas setting, by the looks of it. Yeah, the suit's like it looks like upgraded, but it's a hybrid of Iron Spider, and then the original. So not much to say. How well do you think the film's going to do?
It depends on what they do with it. They need to get the villains right and the whole story. If they get that correct, then yeah, they should be fine.
How do you think Daredevil guys will integrate into the film? It's gonna, because he hasn't appeared in, like, Daredevil had his own film, but that was like then it got rebooted in the TV show MCU. How do you think it's going to work? How do you think he's going to be introduced into film? Sabi first.
Sabi, do you want to answer this one?
Nope.
The only way I can see this, like, him showing up in the movie at all, or being introduced in the universe, is in, like, in a possible Hawkeye movie, like near the end, where they hint towards it. Yeah, he's a good character.
Yeah.
Hawkeye needs a film, without a doubt. He's getting a TV series, but not a film. Like, that,
yeah, because then
I think he'll get it in Phase 5.
After his family was snapped away, he'd gone, like, off the radar. Ronin, yeah.
He went to Ronin. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
And obviously Hamzah's playing Among Us now, but
the volume.
can hear it. I can hear it, and I saw it on Discord. What is it? It's going to be interesting because they hasn't really introduced many of the TV shows characters. It's like the TV shows have been like apart from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but not many of them were successful. Like, I think now the films and TV shows are going to be successful because they have film characters in.
She-Hulk.
Like She-Hulk.
That's gonna be.
Hulk can be in. Yeah, She-Hulk. She-Hulk gets but Mark Ruffalo doesn't even get his own film. Mark Ruffalo, unfortunately, is never gonna. They have to sort something out with Universal. Even if it's just fine, they need to get the right.
Feature the Hulk. Like Thor Ragnarok, that's an important one.
But like that, it's like different. It's a bit different. really different to like what happened before. Like with Edward Norton, that was a really big like he was a really good Hulk, but like he didn't want to promote the film because he just
he had to go do something.
He's gone. Okay, like normal, but we'll continue. Like Edward Norton, he had a big potential, but it's like he didn't want to promote the film. He was the director mostly of that film. He changed the script. He wasn't happy with how they Marvel changed the creative element of it, and he didn't promote the film unless it was the character. That film is the worst MCU film. Like it wasn't a bad film. It's just the profit.
Yeah,
there wasn't a lot of profit made. And then Mark Ruffalo was like, it's like they're two different universes, despite they're meant to be their own. Like they're meant to be the same one, but they're not.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and like, do you know when General Ross got introduced in Civil War? It kind of added questions to us, and you got to remember, Tony Stark was in that film.
Yeah.
So it's an MCU film, but like it's two different Hulks. Apart from the voice actor, that remains the same. Hulk has a voice. That was the same in both films. Okay, which Hulk would be better in a film? Mark Ruffalo or Edward Norton?
He's a good actor.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
He's a really good actor. And like, he's the perfect Bruce Banner. Like, he looks nerdy, and he's like Edward Norton was very, very serious. Like Bruce Banner, like Dr. Hulk, Professor Hulk, Endgame. And when he was trying to do a selfie with the kids, and Ant-Man was like, "Do you want more with me?" Then they were like, "No, it doesn't matter." And they almost argued. It's like he has a funny side of it, like, especially in Thor Ragnarok. It demonstrated it. Yeah, and like Thor and Hulk should have more films together. Like Thor is the only film.
Oh right, yeah.
Which, from Phase 1, is getting a 4th film. That just tells you, like, I know they messed up Dark World, but like I've not been able to watch Dark World again because it was so bad. It wasn't bad. It was just like, what are you supposed to do?
The worst Thor movie would be what's it called? Dark World. Not a fan of that one. Yeah.
I've said that. Yeah, it's just Dark World. I don't remember because
what's going on in
bad.
the other films. Because that had the reality stone thing.
Yeah. Like Hamzah's not a Captain America person, but what would you say about
Captain America?
What would you say
the first
about
Avenger?
Captain America, the first
film? That was a good
film?
origin story.
I remember seeing it like yesterday, the Disney store having all the toys and everything. I've still got a Captain Britain figure, and I don't know why. For so many years, I called Bucky Captain Britain. I thought that because I didn't realise the film was set in America. I know, I didn't realise that until
Fair enough then.
Obviously, I was young at the time, so I didn't know. But I remember it, like the suit. That was my favourite Captain America suit.
Yeah.
Like the Avengers one in the first one was very cartoonish, and then like Winter Soldier, that was a good suit. Civil War, that was a good suit.
Yeah.
Infinity War, Get This Man a Shield summed it up. But then Infinity War, that was like the best of the best of the best. But overall, the MCU,
yeah,
like MCU got the film rights right. How films the storytelling
Not
right?
many,
How many
actually.
film series can say they got the film right? Maybe Narnia. Narnia. I'm
Don't
still
think it's
waiting
gonna
for the
happen,
fourth
mate. Don't think
Narnia
it's
film.
gonna
That's
happen.
promised. I know.
They
I
did,
don't
they
want them
did.
to. They had the good. You can't remember. They had a good cast. Like Narnia is an iconic film.
But
So
it is part of like the main pop culture and like
Yeah.
memes as well.
yeah. Where are you gonna go? Narnia. I say that to everyone when
Yeah.
Hamzah's YouTube just comes up and it's called Zoom. And it was 4 years ago. 141 views. He still kept it up, and the thumbnail's his face, and you just realise he's
Ugh.
changed.
The podcast you posted. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that, my
did you
chat,
see the
yeah.
podcast that I posted?
That's good, mate.
They had 9 likes already. Darshall didn't credit me, still hasn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me, but like I was the one who suggested it. He edited it, now he's wanting to do it on his own. But I'm pissed, so but like we're still gonna work. It's gonna be called the Aero Grand Prix Takeover. I have a right to his audio release, not the not YouTube. That's what we agreed. Not bad, 77 views, but yeah, overall Spider-Man has got probably the best future. Phase 4, like we're gonna get Black Widow, and that's gonna potentially be Iron Man's last film because he's going back to play the character. Like he's obviously, because it's a backstory, obviously, because Black Widow obviously in Endgame died.
Nah, Hawkeye's too cool.
I thought it was going to be
They wouldn't
Hawkeye.
let it.
Hawkeye, brilliant. Hawkeye, like his introduction was
Yeah,
a bit
it
random,
was.
wasn't it? In Avengers.
But he was shown in the first Thor film.
Okay. Oh yeah, he was. I forgot about that. I remember it now. That Thor was a really good film. I remember I watched it on the day I got a hearing aid. Good news, we have a year of
Oh,
when Guardians of the Galaxy Vol 3 is coming
not as
out.
bad as I thought.
2023. Okay, I'll tell you the MCU Phase 3 schedule. We have Black Widow in May 7th. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, July the 9th. Internals, November the 5th. They're all in post-production. They've all been filmed. They're all coming out this year. Still filming the Spider-Man film, December this year. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness
Yeah.
in 2022, March the 25th. 4, The Love of Thunder, May the 6th. Black Panther 2, July the 8th. Still happening. Obviously, unfortunately, we lost the late amazing Chadwick Boseman, but they're not replacing him, so they're going to have to do a backstory film. Ryan Coogler is still going to be involved. We can't really say much apart from we know it's going to be a good film. The cultural influence Black Panther has had is amazing. Captain Marvel 2 is on November the 11th, 2022. Guardians of the Galaxy Vol 3 hasn't got an exact date, but the year will be 2023. With the US release date not been confirmed yet, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, not yet, and Fantastic Four hasn't got a date yet either.
Yeah.
If I could go on to, and then we have a few more films afterwards. Not part of Phase 4. Blade. Blade's going to be rebooted with.
Yeah.
I know, but Blade, you've got to realise. Do you know the actor they approached?
Oh.
The previous actor told them to go for him.
Oh.
He was involved. He's still involved in the film, but obviously not gonna be like, he's gonna be a direct producer or something. And then we have Deadpool, and filming will start this
Ryan
year.
Reynolds.
It will be in the MCU, but we'll have the R rating And then the Mutants film, which is pretty much X-Men. It will differ to the 20th Century Fox. Who would you consider a good actor to play Wolverine apart from Hugh Jackman, who we know will not be involved?
Shown up, it's always been Hugh Jackman. So it's kind of hard to answer that question.
Well, somebody I mentioned not long ago, and I forgot who it was. I said he would be a good Wolverine. I can't remember his name, but I said this, whoever this was, I said he would be a good Wolverine, and quite a few people agreed. Even Hamzah, who is the biggest Wolverine fan and Flash fan. Yeah, I love how they're not going to call the film X-Men; they're going to call it Mutants. I wish they could have integrated the X-Men into the MCU, but the X-Men had over 10 films on its own.
A lot.
So there's no point.
Yeah.
They haven't rebooted X-Men a lot, but
like you can't
tell.
They've
just brought back different stories.
It's a bit funky.
Like Last Stand was like the last proper X-Men film in order. Then it went on to the solo films. Then it went on to First Class. Then it went on to Days in the Future Past, and I've just forgotten the other ones afterwards. I didn't watch the other ones afterwards. Like, I don't know why. I just never watched it. I've never watched Wolverine, Origins Wolverine, The Wolverine,
need to watch
Logan.
it.
Never watched it. I don't know why.
Oh
I don't
my
have
God.
an answer. I've never watched Deadpool. I have like the first hour. That was it. Shall I tell you? Let's list all the Marvel live-action Marvel films. 1944, Captain America. Howard the Duck, 1986. The Punisher, 1989. Captain America, 1990. But it was like it was a bit odd. 1994 was Fantastic Four, but never got released. You can find it on Daily Motion. Blade, 1998. So that was like the first proper one. 2000 we had X-Men. 2002 Blade 2 and Spider-Man. 2003 Daredevil, X2, and Eric Banner, who actually I thought was a character name before I realised it was an actor in the whole. 2004 we had The Punisher, and 2000 we had also Spider-Man 2 and another Blade film, Blade Trinity, with the last one. 2005 we had Elektra and Fantastic Four. 2006 we had X-Men Last Stand. 2007 Ghost Rider, Spider-Man 3, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. 2008 we had Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, and Punisher War Zone. I've never watched that. 2009 X-Men Origin Wolverine. Never watched it. Got it on Blu-ray though. 2010 Iron Man 2 bizarrely being the only film. However, 2011 we have 4 films in 4. X-Men First Class, Captain America, The First Avenger, Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance. Still never watched Ghost Rider. 2012 we had The Avengers, and to even make them even more confusing for every kid out there, The Amazing Spider-Man. 2013 we had Iron Man 3, nominated for 1 Oscar, for Wolverine, and then 4 for Dark World, which wasn't nominated for any Oscars. Captain America The Winter Soldier kicks off 2014 with 1 nominee for the Oscar. The last Amazing Spider-Man film, Amazing Spider-Man 2. X-Men Days of Future Past nominated for 1 Oscar. I remember that film. Guardians of the Galaxy nominated for 2 Oscars. To add to insult. And then we have 2015 Avengers Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, and then a terrible film called
We never talk about
Fantastic
that
Four.
one. Just ignore it.
That film was bad. Very bad. Just ignore it. Like watch the original ones. You watch 1994 film, that would even be better. 2016 we had an amazing film called Deadpool. Captain America: Civil War, X-Men: Apocalypse. I do remember X-Men: Apocalypse now. Doctor Strange, yeah. That's 2016, which was nominated for 1 Oscar. Well, Logan got 1 Oscar in 2017. Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2 1 Oscar, and then the first of the MCU Spider-Man: Homecoming, for Ragnarok as well. 2018, we have a lot of films. 5.
Oh wow.
Black Panther, Avengers: Infinity War, came out on my birthday. Deadpool 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Venom. That year had brilliant films
they put out
because
tons of films.
Marvel eliminated the competition.
That too.
And they bought Fox. Like, my media teacher does not like how the fact Marvel bought the whole competition. But Marvel, I see it in a Marvel fan. I mean, not I see it in a Marvel fan point through. Yeah. We're getting all the characters. We are literally getting all the characters apart from Rick Jones. Okay, 2019, we have Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, came out on my birthday again. I was very lucky for them 2 years. Dark Phoenix, that was released by Marvel Studios. Spider-Man: Far From Home, and then the New Mutants came out this year, but we don't know much. That was the only Marvel film from 2020, but none from the MCU.
Oh, come on.
2021, we're gonna have Black Widow, Venom. I've still never watched Venom. It's like there's all the good Marvel films I've never seen. Like the Joker DC film I've never seen. I went to the cinema to watch it. My tickets, the offer didn't work with the Venom, so I had to see The Lion King. I saw people at school watching Venom. Not Venom, Joker. We have Morbius, Internals, the Spider-Man film. So we have 6 films. And Doctor Strange as well. It's the one filming. So we've had a lot of films. Also, you can say Kick-Ass was part of Marvel as well.
Batman.
I remember Kick-Ass advertising. I thought it was just Batman.
Similar to Batman in Kick-Ass, especially Nick Cage, because that's basically what his character's supposed to look like.
Yeah. Yeah. They're meant to make a Kick-Ass 3 soon. Men in Black,
that was like
international.
Like
was that like a reboot, right?
The original. Don't watch that one.
I didn't watch it.
Was it?
Men in Black was technically part of Marvel, so yeah, is Marvel films, Malibu Comics.
Yeah.
Television films. You had Spider-Man in 1977. There's a lot of films from that era. Okay, Spider-Man, Incredible Hulk, The Return of the Incredible Hulk. Obviously, Incredible Hulk had this TV series back then. Doctor Strange, Captain America 2, Death Too Soon. 1988, Incredible Hulk returns. The trial of Incredible Hulk. The death of Incredible Hulk. Not all in the same year, but in 88, 89, and 1990.
Maybe.
1996, we had something called Generation X. Was that meant to be us?
Yeah.
Oh, that was X-Men spin-off. It was a television pilot. We had Jubilee in that film. I know what Jubilee. That's the only character.
Yeah.
Then 1998. That was 1996. 1998, we had Nick Fury, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh wow. David Hasselhoff
as Nick Fury.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm looking at the pictures.
I doubt it. Nick Fury fits the part.
He doesn't look bad.
The person who made, what? Man-Thing.
Have you heard of the film Man-Thing?
No.
The film Man-Thing. Yeah. It was 2005, last one. Episodes as film. films. So, Incredible Hulk married.
I'm guessing these are like some
Spider-Man
cartoon
Strikes Back.
versions.
Spider-Man The Dragon Challenge. Blade.
Played this series.
They Blade the series. They Blade the series. Was that?
Yeah.
Wait, was Wesley Snipes in the film? He wasn't. It was somebody else called Sticky Fingers. Kirk Jones. That's his actual name. Okay. I played it. I know what the film's about. And we also had Inhumans.
Yeah.
Which was meant. That was supposed to be part of the MCU as a film. I didn't. I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah, it was. It was a good movie.
Big Hero 6 was also a really good
You
Marvel
need to.
film. Spider-Verse film I bizarrely haven't watched.
There's gonna be a sequel
And I feel
in 2022.
there's a lot of films, small Marvel films I haven't watched. Yeah, I know. A bit bizarre because there's a live action one. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to call this podcast a day. So
No problem.
we've over an hour now, but I want to say thank you to Sabi for joining today. You can find Sabi on twitch.tv/SuperLegacySabi. What is it? I want to say thank you for Hamzah, who left halfway through, but that is fine. He'll be back in another episode of So What? I was about to say the MCU podcast. Thank you, and